You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. Within these walls the Lady of Justice doth preside. She shall weigh your mind in one hand, your heart in the other. Should she find you wanting, death shall be your sentence. Should she find you worthy, you will be given the loyalty and love of an empire. The Lord's labyrinth awaits you. Choose wisely, strike quickly, trust completely, and may you find the ending that you deserve. Ascend with precision. The goddess is watching. Justice will prevail. By the goddess, what ambition! By the goddess, what ambition! Such resilience! Such resilience! You were born for this. You were born for this. You are inexhaustible. You are inexhaustible. Triumphant at last. You are free. I die for the Empire. A maw of spinning teeth, eager to tear into your flesh. A bed of flowers that dismember and eviscerate. In my youth, I was fascinated by the brutal precision of the lumber mill. The wheels of misfortune spin incessantly. The story of life is punctuated by pain. In dark times, oft we stagger into the depths of disheartenment. The path to ascendancy is winding and treacherous. Deadly machinations benefit greatly from ample drainage. Inflated confidence is so easily perforated. The firmament hates us with incandescent fervor. Precious gems are forged by heat and pressure. To remain in health, one must cauterize necrotic flesh. Flesh runs from bones like wax from a candle. The ground heaves and seethes in its distemper. There is no cooling respite from the searing attentions of greatness. Walk with purpose through the swarm of biting doubt. Even as we rise, the shadow of failure continues to hunt us. It takes resolution to walk through the hornet's nest. The most harmless click might signal your impending doom. Trouble will roam far and wide in search of a companion. Just like the Maraketh of the plains, wandering and killing. As children, we were all mesmerized by the spinning of tops. Death likes to come and go as it pleases. Twisted thoughts spiral downward into madness. Life is an endless cycle of hope and fear. A throne is the most devious trap of them all. To be prepared is to live in a constant state of fear. Perilous is that which cannot be predicted. One should never be astonished by the brutality of this world. Treachery always surfaces where you least expect it. Death springs just as readily from the ground as life does. The most ancient fear is that of the unknown. An ascendant might be waylaid by a single misplaced step. Fortune is a lie perpetuated by short-sighted fools. Danger lurks in plain sight, ineluctable and inscrutable. It is a lucky fool who can stumble blindly through life. eyes do not lie, but the mind is a consummate deceiver. Victory is attained by the right action at the right time. Some spend their time living, while others spend their time dying. How differently we would live if we knew when to die. There is no good time to risk it all. An emperor understands the difference between patience and hesitation. Some machinations are best left dormant. It is wise to leave automata to their own devices. A simple action, yet the consequences can be so dire. With the click of a mechanism, the whole world changes. The future shall be governed by the cold cruelty of apparatus. The trap of tyranny is inescapable. Proceed with care, Ascendant, for as confidence surges, precision wanes. Proceed with care, Ascendant, for as confidence surges, precision wanes. A wise emperor makes every decision as if it were his last. A wise emperor makes every decision as if it were his last. Decisions don't kill people. Consequences do. Decision is murder. You kill one possibility to give life to another. In designing jeopardy, two ingredients are paramount: deliberation and precision. The Empire awaits you with open jaws. One must remember that deviance is not the same as deviation. A wise emperor knows when to circumvent a troubling situation. A clever diversion can create the most interesting opportunity. When the road is long and weary, one simply needs a good fork. Only a sheep follows the commonly trodden trail. Astute perception may yield a wealth of insight. In a world without justice, the innocent should be closely scrutinized. The mighty are no match for the observant. In politics, it is the vigilant who prosper. To fear the unknown is to forego many a gratifying delight. Before your emperor, you are worthy. Before the goddess of justice, you are worthy. Receive our blessings, embrace our gifts, and rise, Ascendant, for this is the ending that we all deserve. May you find the ending that you deserve. May you find the ending that you deserve. May you find the ending that you deserve. Choose wisely, strike quickly, trust completely. Choose wisely, strike quickly, trust completely. The Lady of Justice presides over us all. The more prideful the ascendancy, the more painful the descent. The more prideful the ascendancy, the more painful the descent. In the contest for ascendancy, precision is next to godliness. In the contest for ascendancy, precision is next to godliness. Assumption is a hazardous pastime. Assumption is a hazardous pastime. In life, as in death, ascendancy is a matter of utmost precision. In life, as in death, ascendancy is a matter of utmost precision. Precision and ambition, the twin traits of the worthy ascendant. Precision and ambition, the twin traits of the worthy ascendant. An emperor must rise above the shackles of mortality, but never the bonds of morality. An emperor must rise above the shackles of mortality, but never the bonds of morality. We must all prove ourselves in this divine court of the goddess. We must all prove ourselves in this divine court of the goddess. Justice presides, and only she may judge our legitimacy. Justice presides, and only she may judge our legitimacy. The trial exists to protect the innocent from the unworthy. The trial exists to protect the innocent from the unworthy. Delight in your gilded dungeon, Ascendant. What divides the conqueror from the conquered? Perseverance. The savage path is always swift and sure. The ancestors speak through your clenched fists. No judge, no jury, just the executioner. Raise your hand to the roaring crowd and pledge your allegiance to glory. Champion that which you love. He who fights for nothing, dies for nothing. No hunt is complete without the gutting and the skinning. A woman can change the world with a single well-placed arrow. There are venoms and virtues aplenty in the wilds, if you know where to look. Death is a banquet. It's up to the murderer to write the menu. Everyone knows how to die. Some just need a little nudge to get them started. The artist need not be present to make a lasting impression. Throw off the chains of fear and embrace that which was forbidden. Feed a storm with savage intent, and not even the strongest walls will hold it back. Embrace the serene power that is undeath. Truth is elusive, yet God has provided us with all the tools necessary to find it. Drink deeply from God's chalice, for the faithful will never find it empty. When bound by faith and respect, the flock will overwhelm the wolf. You are the sculptor, crafting your destiny with the clay of mind, body, and purpose. You must navigate your empire through troubled waters. Your destination is more dangerous than the journey, Ascendant. Belief is the strongest metal of them all. There is a fine line between consideration and hesitation. The former is wisdom, the latter is fear. Shine boldly, so that all may find you when the night falls. Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past. An emperor must know precisely where he stands. An emperor must bear two blades, hope in the left hand, surety in the right. Time to feed, my pet. Argus does enjoy new playthings. Enjoy your little treat, my dear Argus. Argus, fetch. You killed my poor little Argus. Goodbye, Argus. I couldn't have asked for a more faithful and loving companion. Oh, Argus, I shall miss you. Where there's a golden key, there must be a golden door. Gold is the most liberating of metals. Let the day dawn golden with possibility. Where there's a silver key, there must be a silver door. Any mystery can be unlocked if one has the right key. Oh, the weary traveler draws close to the end of the path. When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation. To entertain doubt is to dance with death. An aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep those promises. The pursuit of power can be a grotesque affair. The pursuit of power can be a grotesque affair. Dark influences reside in dark places. Dark influences reside in dark places. A potent little gift from our primitive past. A potent little gift from our primitive past. There's nothing quite so enticing as a locked door. A locked door merely encourages curiosity. A locked door merely encourages curiosity. Such desecration, defiler, sanctity falls to ruination. Apparently, this is the ending you deserve. For those who ascend too quickly, the fall is inevitable. Justice is served. To rule an empire, one must excel at overcoming its trials. The most troubling situations can be the most rewarding. Enlightenment may be found in the realms of puzzlement. An emperor is only as efficient as those he commands. Lieutenant, your vexation is your victory. Lieutenant, demonstrate your precision. Lieutenant, beat some humility into this wretch. Lesson 1, how to control your temper. Lesson 2, how to get your point across. Lesson 3, how to be blunt and brief. Tempers rise and tempers fall. Loyalty is measured in duty and sacrifice. Men's hopes are crushed so easily. My 3 lieutenants remain. Misery loves company, I suppose. Only one of your lessons was completed, Ascendant. They say that 2 out of 3 isn't bad. They couldn't be more wrong. Determination overcomes domination. This is the one law of sovereignty. Must I do everything myself? These symbols are eternal, as are those who stand upon them. The will of an emperor must be impenetrable. The powerful are not invulnerable. It is written in the symbols. Power is a truly fickle mistress. When one defiles the effigy, one defiles the emperor. You are not an emperor if none will kneel before you. Those who stand should never outnumber those who kneel. Empires are forged in stone and fire. An empire should sparkle like ice upon the winter stone. An empire must be built to weather any storm. The people kneel before their true sovereign. It is the sovereign who empowers the scepter, not the other way round. Do not trust too deeply in your devices. No destiny is forged without a little breakage. One day, even the great scepter of God shall fall. Where the weapons remain, a new enemy will simply take the place of the old. A partial victory is no victory at all. Above all else, an emperor needs to finish what he started. Sweep the trappings of past emperors aside. Make your empire anew. Some things that slumber should never be awoken. A good emperor gives more than he takes. The emperor is enriched by the loyalty of his subjects. Happy subjects make for a happy emperor. Pity the emperor who sits alone on his throne. To lose a retainer is to lose a dear friend. The empire lives on, and so do its most loyal of servants. The loyal must be avenged. The essence of an empire must be shared equally amongst all of its citizens. What the empire gives, the emperor shall consume. Sovereign leeches drain life from their host. The empire's essence must be saved for the people. A wise emperor recognizes that life and empire are the same. The sovereign leech leaves but a husk for its descendants. The last emperor is always the worst emperor. Slowness lends strength to one's enemies. Civilization only gains in momentum. Wisdom is the offspring of suffering and time. Power is the reward of the patient. Time may be slowed, but never slain. Time is the champion of second chances. Time is not to be wasted. Complex machinations converge to a single act of power. The Emperor is the figurehead of a vast machinery. Behold the machinery at maximum efficiency. The machine only works if the cogs are obedient. Even the grandest designs can be dismantled. While the cogs believe, the Imperial machine marches on. For some, the machine is too complex to comprehend. To the glorious apparatus of empire, many an emperor has fallen to the false virtues of others. The crown jewels of an emperor are in his mind. No man is eternally virtuous. An emperor must not be defined by the virtues of others. The virtuous aren't always the victorious. The truly virtuous are few and far between. A vandal is without virtue. The emperor beckons, and the world attends. An emperor must choose his attendants wisely. Always destroy your rival's power at the source. An emperor alone is just a man. Loyalty is a fire that spreads quickly if the forest is dry. This empire remains filled with emperors in waiting. You can't stem this tide. Prove yourself, Ascendant. Prove yourself, Ascendant. To command is to act. To command is to act. You are condemned. You are condemned. Rise to the occasion. Rise to the occasion. Show me your resolve. Show me your resolve. Claw your way to the top. Claw your way to the top. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Give no quarter. Give no quarter. Withstand the siege. Withstand the siege. Claim your inheritance. Claim your inheritance. Honor your name. Honor your name. Nobility is a lie. Nobility is a lie. Make your mark. Make your mark. Enjoy the reprisal. Enjoy the reprisal. No two battles are alike. No two battles are alike. Failure is an illusion. Failure is an illusion. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. Stay the course. Stay the course. You are relentless. You are relentless. Find your determination. Find your determination. Violence is delicate. Violence is delicate. Strike with fidelity. Strike with fidelity. Be singular of purpose. Be singular of purpose. Finish this. Finish this. Receive your sentence. Receive your sentence. Are you a martyr? Are you a martyr? Give of yourself. Give of yourself. Death and loyalty. death and loyalty. Leadership is a life sentence. There is no escape. Forget your freedom. Choose your path. Commit to your course. Accept no impasse. The just goddess presides over us all. The future of the Empire rests in her even hands. In the impressionable youth of my reign, I was encouraged to believe in the precious nature of my imperial blood. The divine claret, as one fool of a courtier would repeat with tiresome regularity. Unfortunately, my divine claret refused to pour from one cup to another. Try as I might, with a lovely procession of young and ever dutiful wives, my noble seed simply would not sprout. Who then to choose as my worthy successor? With the candidates on hand either mediocre at best or maniacal at worst, I found myself in quite the quandary. That's when fortune took me by the hand and led me to a forgotten tome on a forgotten shelf in the quietest corner of San Library, a tome entitled Ancient Traditions of Asmarian Ascendancy. The rest, one might say, is history. The Asmari were the first culture known in history to use trials of strength, wisdom, and spirit to select its chieftains. The first Lord's trial was a rough-hewn maze festooned with wild animals and brutal traps, crafted to test aspiring Asmarian leaders' body, mind, and soul. In conquering the adversities of the maze, a champion proved they were capable of bearing the crushing burden of chieftainship. The first trials were simple contraptions reflecting simple times. As the Asmarian civilization grew in number and complexity, so did the trials, from treacherous mazes to bewildering labyrinths. Alas, there are no surviving descriptions of the labyrinth that tested and proved the worth of Viruso Prima Imperialis. I imagine it was quite something to behold. The Asmari were consummate survivors. They had to be, having been sired in the most inhospitable range of mountains in all of Rayclast. Unfortunate, some might say. I do not. I believe it was the making of them, and of us, their descendants. So it is no wonder that they developed the Lord's trial. With survival being a moment-by-moment concern, that harried people grew to understand power quite intimately. Strong leadership is able to bridge the chasm between existence and extinction. Poor leadership might see an entire tribe vanish into that same chasm. When the Asmari descended from their mountains to conquer the fecund lands of central Rayclast, they thrived and multiplied with utmost alacrity in those more forgiving climes. For is it not poverty that teaches us how we might excel in times of plenty? The custom of the Lord's trial was upheld throughout the founding years of the Empire. Veruso's successor, Caspiro, was a low-born legionnaire, the lone survivor of a labyrinth that claimed the lives of every high-born contender, including Veruso's only son. Caspiro proved to be every bit the emperor that Veruso was. Alas, the Lord's labyrinth was corrupted by those with the vanity to consider their blood more precious than their empire. Selfish blood breeds selfish times, and the Empire paid for it with its own blood, with the Knight of 1,000 Ribbons, with that most regal of cannibals, Emperor Romira. Not any more. I, Izaro Frecius, shall return us to justice. I shall build the greatest Lord's labyrinth in Asmarian history, and my successor shall be chosen by the goddess herself. Only when the Lord's labyrinth is drenched in selfish blood can a true leader ascend the throne. In the court of the goddess, every man and woman is deemed worthy of redemption. Though you might be shackled by the tribulations of the past, the trials ahead offer you both freedom and glory. The future is yours, if you're bold enough to reach out for it. The path to justice is slender and perfidious, fraught with missteps of ambition and despair, egotism and doubt. Should you choose this road, beware those who would waylay your hopes and disembowel your dreams. Remain sure and remain true. Fear gnaws at the entrails of the faithful and the faithless alike. Fear of the unknown, fear of the future. An empire requires leadership that can assuage those fears through example, through wisdom, through strength. An emperor lights the way through the darkened caverns of uncertainty. On the night of 1,000 ribbons, our finest city burned. It burned with fires lit by cruelty and neglect. It burned with shame for giving the title of emperor to a man who did not deserve it. A leader cannot simply stride forward into the future and expect his people to be able to follow. A leader must look over his shoulder so that he can witness and understand the consequences of the path he has chosen, to ensure that his people are still with him, to ensure that he has not become lost. An emperor cannot allow himself to become buried in the shadowed vaults of self-doubt, cannot allow thoughts of imagined disaster to spin about inside his mind like so many strife-splintered wheels. An emperor navigates his way through the terrors of perplexity with his eyes set firmly on the rising sun.